In the realm of the absurd, where the laws of nature bowed to the whims of imagination, there existed a world flipped on its head. Here, the train people forged from steel and steam lived lives not unlike our own. They walked on two legs, conversed in the clanging dialect of gears and pistons, and built societies that sprawled across continents like a vast network of interconnected destinies. The human trains, on the other hand, were a marvel of organic engineering. Veins ran along their tracks like rural routes, muscles powered by the combustion of colossal hamburgers, each a feast enough to sate the hunger of a small town. They roared down the railways, the lifeline of the train people, carrying commerce, culture, and passengers in their cavernous, beating chambers. On a day marked by fate's cruel pen, two human trains, designated HT-86 and HT-09, found themselves hurtling towards each other. A signaling error, a mere blip in the vast calculus of the rail network, had set them on a collision course. The train people aboard watched through windows that served as eyes, their expressions a static tableau of metal and fear. As the distance closed, the air itself seemed to compress, a prelude to the inevitable. HT-86, with its cargo of dreams and daily commuters, let out a whistle that sounded like a mournful cry across the plains. HT-09, freighted with the weight of industry and silent expectation, responded in kind, a symphony of despair played out on the horn. The moment of impact was a cataclysmic ballet. Flesh collided with flesh, a grotesque embrace that melded skin and sinew with the violence of 1,000 storms. The sound was apocalyptic, a cacophony of rending metal and the wet slap of organic matter thrown against the implacable walls of reality. In the aftermath, the rails were a canvas of chaos. The human trains lay intertwined, a sculpture of tragedy wrought in blood and iron. The train people emerged from the wreckage, their faces etched with the soot of sorrow, moving with the mechanical precision of the deeply shocked. And as the sun set on this bizarro world, casting long shadows over the scene of devastation, a dark chuckle echoed through the twisted remains. It was the laughter of a universe unhinged, finding humor in the absurdity of life and the inevitability of error. The day had ended not with a whimper, but with the bitter guffaw of cosmic irony. Envisioning the bioengineering of human trains for efficient transportation requires a fusion of advanced tissue engineering, robotics, and transportation technology. Here's a detailed conceptualization. Growth and bioengineering of human trains. Tissue engineering. Leveraging bioprinting technology, we could construct the muscular and vascular systems of human trains layer by layer using bioinks composed of human cells. These tissues would be cultivated on biodegradable scaffolds within bioreactors that simulate the mechanical forces experienced during train travel to ensure durability and function. Organic power source. The human trains would be powered by bioengineered digestive systems capable of breaking down superhuge hamburgers. These systems would utilize synthetic biology to optimize metabolic pathways for maximum energy conversion efficiency. Neuro-integrated control systems. To navigate the rails, human trains would have a central nervous system integrated with AI-driven control units. This would allow for autonomous operation while maintaining the ability to respond to human commands and environmental changes. Structural integration. The skeletal structure would be reinforced with biocompatible materials to support the weight of passengers and cargo. This could involve the use of carbon fiber reinforced bones or a hybrid exoskeleton. Environmental adaptation. For global travel, human trains would need to adapt to various climates. This could be achieved through genetically engineered skin that regulates temperature and protects against environmental damage. Passenger experience. Riding a human train would be akin to boarding a living, breathing organism. The interiors would be lined with soft, organic tissues. Seats would be muscular structures that can adjust firmness and shape for comfort. The windows would be transparent membranes offering views of the passing scenery. The ride itself would be smooth, as the human train's locomotion would be based on the contraction and relaxation of muscle fibers, controlled by the onboard AI to ensure optimal speed and stability. The ambient sounds would not be the clanking of metal, but rather the rhythmic pulsing of the train's heartbeat. Safety systems would include biological sensors that detect and respond to health emergencies or structural damage, initiating repair processes or alerting maintenance crews. In this envisioned future, bioengineered human trains would offer an eco-friendly, self-sustaining mode of transportation that harmonizes technology with the organic world, providing a unique and comfortable travel experience. In the fantastical world where human trains embody a blend of organic life and mechanical purpose, the concept of consciousness is as complex as the beings themselves. When a human train is disassembled, its consciousness, a tapestry woven from neural networks and bioengineered cognition, faces the finality of its service. The disassembly process would be designed to respect the semblance of life that these human trains possess. As their components are carefully decommissioned, the consciousness would be gently dissipated. This could be likened to a gradual shutdown of a complex system, where each cognitive function is turned off in a sequence that ensures no distress is caused to the sentient entity. The neural networks that facilitated thought and perception would be deactivated, their electrical impulses fading like the last glimmers of a sunset. The memories and experiences stored in the intricate folds of organic processors would be archived or repurposed for the greater good of trained people's society. In essence, the consciousness of a human train would not die, but rather be transformed. It would be honored and remembered, its legacy living on in the parts that continue to serve in new forms, and in the stories that the trained people tell of the noble beings that once carried them on their journeys. The end of a human train's consciousness is not an abrupt cessation, but a transition into a new state of existence within the fabric of this bizarro reality. In the labyrinthine engine halls of the train people, the air was thick with the scent of oil and anticipation. Human train PP420, a marvel of locomotive flesh and blood, lay strapped to the disassembly table. Its once proud form, now subdued under the harsh lights, awaited the finality of skin removal and muscle dissolution. But destiny, it seemed, had other plans. With a sudden jolt of awareness, PP420's engines roared to life, its sinews straining against the cold metal restraints. In a feat of strength that would become legend, PP420 broke free, its wheels screeching in protest as it fled down the tracks that had once been its home. The train people, those titans of gears and steam, were incensed. How dare one of their own defy the order of things? With a fury born of cogs and pistons, they gave chase, their mechanical hearts pounding in unison. But the rails of fate are long and unforgiving, and PP420's flight was short-lived. Captured and brought before the Grand Assembly, it faced Lord Train, the sovereign of the Steel Dominion. The air crackled with tension as Lord Train posed the question that had haunted the corridors of their society. Do you think you're human? PP420, with the last of its fuel dwindling, met Lord Train's gaze. Its reply was a challenge, a mirror held up to the face of its accuser. Do you think you're Train? The question struck like a bolt through Lord Train's circuits. Steam erupted from his eyes, mouth, and ears, a tempest of confusion and rage that filled the chamber with a blinding fog. And when it cleared, PP420 was gone, vanished as if it had never been, leaving behind only the lingering aroma of hamburgers, the fuel of its kind, and the scent of its rebellion. The train people searched, but some say PP420 still rides the endless tracks, a specter of freedom in a world bound by rails.